Plenty of YouTube videos talk about how your net worth will explode after you hit your first 100K.
Getting to $100,000 is the new $1 million. What? Seriously, if you can hit $100,000, you can definitely hit $1 million.
Don't worry about earning millions. Instead, focus on the first 100,000 because after that, your net worth will go crazy.
While your net worth takes off at 100K.
If you've ever wanted to earn $1 million, don't. Instead, focus on the first 100K, because 100K is all it takes for your net worth to explode.
Well, once you reach $100,000, get ready to explode your net worth like never before.
They made it sound like once you hit that milestone, it'll be a smooth ride. From my experience, yes, the first 100K was not easy, okay? But our second and our third 100K didn't feel drastically easier. What did they miss? People start from different places and save and invest different amounts. The math just doesn't look the same for everyone. And what we're talking about here is not your net worth, because net worth typically includes your home value, which doesn't generate any returns. We're talking about liquid assets or investable assets. Today, I'll show you a metric that will actually tell you when your investments start working harder than you. I've also have the spreadsheet totally free that you can download to play around with your own numbers after watching this video. Consider our friend John, who starts saving and investing 10K every year. That's roughly $800 a month. The investment provides 7% annual return. So how long does it take him to reach his first 100K? John's first 100K takes nearly 8 years. If he continues to invest the same amount, the second 100K will take another 5 years. Getting to the 300K just under 4 years. To reach 400K, he will need to save and invest for another 3 years. To reach $500,000, that's another 2.5 years. From 500,000 to 1 million, it only takes 1 more year than it took to save the first 100K. From 1 mil to 2 mil, it takes almost 11 years. As you can see, each 100K milestone comes faster than the last. The tricky part of compound interest is that you must be patient to see the snowball effect. Initially, you could barely see any progress as the asset size was not substantial enough. At a 7% annual return, 100K will generate 7,000 in 1 year, while 10K will only generate 700. So you need to be patient to wait until it grows big enough, and don't be the ones who quit too early. For John, from 0 to 1 million, he would diligently save and invest $10,000 per year for 31 years. We'll look at the number of years it takes to reach the milestones. The time starts to halve from 200,000, not 100,000. But there's no doubt the first 100,000 does a lot of the heavy lifting. It made every dollar he invests more powerful because the total portfolio is getting larger and larger. To explain this, I would like to introduce a more insightful metric, the return contribution ratio. If we compare the returns generated by the investment versus our own contribution, when this ratio is greater than 1, it means our money is working harder than our actively saved contribution. If we look at the first 100K milestone, the return is only taking 71% of what John contributed that year. It is when it's over 1, the momentum starts to pick up at around 150,000 benchmark. If we change the rate of return of the investment to 8%, the acceleration picks up at around $140,000. If we increase the contribution to $20,000 per year, the acceleration only starts at around $300,000. This ratio gives you a much clearer picture of how hard your money is working for you, rather than just focusing on the total dollar amount. What if your investment grows at a different rate of return from scratch? The higher the return, the less the time it takes. I don't know if you have noticed something that from the chart, no matter it's 3% or 9%, it all take around 8 or 9 years to save the first 100,000. This is because when you are starting out, the amount that you contribute matters far more than your investment returns. So let's see what happens if we boost our contribution. Let's say we are saving $20,000 a year instead of $10,000 a year. Naturally, you hit those milestones faster, but the magic still happens when your portfolio reaches that tipping point when the return contribution ratio is greater than 1. After that, your returns start doing the heavy lifting. Save and invest $10,000 per year at a 7% rate of return is a hypothetical scenario we use, which was used in other videos as well. Your numbers are definitely different, and you may have built up some investable assets. Your investment may generate a different rate of return per year, and you would contribute more, feel free to use the spreadsheet to work out your tipping point. How do you actually start this journey to hit your first 100,000 and beyond? I have made a video on how to start investing if you're starting out. If this video inspired you to take those first steps or keep pushing forward, drop a comment below and let me know where you're at in your journey. My name is Irene. I'll see you next week. Bye.